Previously on 500 Questions. Game show legend Ken Jennings crashed out after just 4 questions. Followed by genius after genius. Now, on TV's toughest game, reigning genius William has answered 61 questions, making him the best so far. A brilliant performance. But now, with 2 wrongs on the board, does disaster await? One more wrong and you're out.
I could use a miracle.
As the 5-night event continues, can anybody conquer 500 questions? Tonight, the smartest people in the country are about to play the toughest game ever devised. No saves, no helps, no multiple choice. Our geniuses are ready, the pressure is on, it's day 4. Will anybody be able to answer 500 questions? I'm Dan Harris, this is 500 Questions, the world's toughest questions, and only one very simple rule. Don't get 3 in a row wrong. If you do, you're done. William, our tech product manager from San Francisco, now finds himself with 2 wrongs on the board. This is, yet again, a serious moment of peril for you. 1 more wrong and you're out. And yet again, his challenger, Professor Guy Jordan, gets to pick your category. Guy, where are we going?
I'm going places of worship.
Places of worship?
Yeah, maybe an obscure cathedral or something. Let's hope.
So this question will be to stay in the game. Now a museum, what famous place of worship in Istanbul was built in less than 6 years? 5 seconds.
The Hagia Sophia.
And you have saved yourself yet again. Kind of remarkable. You are a clutch player. You like to give your answers at 4.5 seconds, and you like to dance up to the line of destruction as much as you possibly can. Guy, you've had 2 chances to get rid of this individual.
You keep surviving by a thread, man. It's like, dancing on a tightrope.
All right, $8,000 up on the board. Your wrongs have been cleared. Which category are we going to next?
Let's go up to historic women.
Historic women. A surgeon who did field duty in the Civil War, Mary Edwards Walker is still today the only woman to have received what award? 5 seconds.
Medal of Honor.
Correct, Medal of Honor. You're now at question 15 of your second 30. $9,000 on the board, no wrongs on the board. What's the next category?
Let's hop over to earth science.
And it's a battle. Come on in, Guy.
Got this. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to ask a question that has multiple answers. You'll go back and forth answering the question. The first person to answer incorrectly loses. Let's do battle. Guy, are you feeling good about this battle?
I feel pretty good about this. Earth science, I mean, he's a science guy too, so it could be close. But I feel pretty good about, most things with geology and rocks and mountains and things. So yeah, let's do it.
Not many people get to say a sentence like that. This is why we recruit geniuses. William, who gets to go first?
Going first and now it worked for me last time, so I will pass it over to Guy.
Okay, so Guy, you're going to go first. 5 seconds for each answer. Here's the question. According to the National Weather Service, what are the 12 most abundant gases in the atmosphere, excluding water vapor? 5 seconds.
Nitrogen.
Oxygen.
Carbon dioxide.
Argon.
Carbon monoxide.
Wrong. Let's take a look at some of the correct answers. Neon, helium, krypton, sulfur dioxide, methane, hydrogen, nitrous oxide, and xenon.
Oh, well.
So, congratulations. Another $1,000. We're at 10 grand with no wrongs on the board. Where are we going now?
We haven't seen state flags yet, so let's go to state flags.
Designed by 13-year-old boy, the flag of Alaska features 8 stars, 7 of them representing what constellation? 5 seconds.
Big Dipper.
Boom, Big Dipper. What's the next category?
Horror fiction.
A $10,000 win on Groucho Marx's quiz show, You Bet Your Life, allowed who to write full-time, ultimately authoring the novel The Exorcist? 5 seconds.
Blatt. Platt. Friedkin. Mencken.
I didn't see Mencken come in there. You were actually pretty close. Here's the answer.
Blatty.
Yeah.
William Peter Blatty. You got a wrong on the board now. You got to clear it. What's your next category?
Okay, let's clear it with words and phrases.
The word paparazzi comes from the name of a freelance photographer in the film La Dolce Vita from what Italian director? 5 seconds.
Mastroianni.
Guy, I suspect you know this.
Fellini.
Fellini. That's correct.
All right.
And for the guy who likes to live dangerously, we're back again at a moment of serious peril. You got 2 wrongs on the board, 1 more wrong, and you're done. Guy, walk me through what you're thinking about this choice you have now as you get
No
to
one's
pick the
been any
next
good
category.
at knocking this guy out. It's really hard to get a read on him, but there are a lot of historic women, and I'm hoping for an obscure one. Let's go with historic women.
Historic women. You need to get this answer right. You can feel free to ignore the nerd taunts from the other side of the stage.
People, all I can do is stand here and glower menacingly. I can't stop him from answering.
I
So.
feel like the next step in this progression is full-on belly dancing.
Yeah, I'll do it. Whatever it takes, man. You know.
This is, though, a serious moment. You need to get this question right, or you're out of the game. What did Anne Frank name her diary? 5 seconds.
Kitty.
Kitty. And again, you have pulled yourself out of serious trouble yet again. Well done. $12,000 on the board, no wrongs on the board, relief oozing from every pore. What's your next category?
Let's try notable chefs.
What famed Italian chef was the largest producer of field rations in World War II and originally sold his spaghetti sauce in milk bottles? 5 seconds.
Chef Boyardee.
Yes, Chef Boyardee. He had to start somewhere. $13,000 up there. Where are we going now?
Let's close out horror fiction.
Horror fiction. It's been a mixed category for you thus far. Author of the horror novel Something Wicked This Way Comes, what noted sci-fi writer was a descendant of one of the Salem witches? 5 seconds.
Lovecraft, James, King.
No. Do you know?
Bradbury?
It is Ray Bradbury. So the question now is, can you clear the wrong? What's your next category?
I could use a miracle. Let's go up to places of worship.
You've had moments where you've definitely needed miracles and you seem to have been able to conjure them. Murdered on orders from King Henry II, what saint was killed in England's Canterbury Cathedral in 1170? 5 seconds.
More, Aquinas, Thomas.
No. And here we go again. 2 wrongs on the board. You getting used to this feeling of...
I don't want to get used to this feeling.
You were close.
You know the answer?
It's Thomas à Becket.
It is Thomas Becket. Well done.
What do I have to do to this?
Okay, so as we all know, and as William knows all too well, the drill, when you got 2 wrongs up on the board, is your challenger gets to pick the next category. We'll find out what he picks and whether you can make it after a quick break. We'll be right back with more 500 questions. Keep it here. Welcome Welcome back to 500 Questions. We're in the middle of a critical situation. William, this is a big moment. You got 2 wrongs on the board. You get 3 in a row wrong, you're done. To make matters worse, your challenger gets to pick your next category. So, Guy, where are we going?
I'm going to go for football and hope it's something hard.
Well, I hope it's a Hail Mary.
Yeah. You need one, man.
Guy, this might be your last chance to knock him out.
Might be.
Because if he survives this, he's pretty close to finishing the round. So for your sake, I hope you have chosen wisely. You need to get this question right, or you're out. And here it is. To aid his deaf teammates while on the field, what was created by quarterback Paul Hubbard at Gallaudet College? 5 seconds.
A drum, a snap, bass drum, hike, signal.
No. No.
Yes.
Do you know the answer?
Gotta huddle up.
That's correct. A huddle. A huddle.
All right.
William, you are out, but you did get further than anybody else on the show, and you got 35 grand, which you banked from the previous round. So, thank you. Congratulations. Appreciate it. Great job. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man.
You ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
You gonna dedicate this win to somebody?
My son, Ben. Can I do a dance for my son? Please? It's the Ben Happy dance. Thank you. It looks ridiculous, but that's how we roll.
So when Ben sees this, once he hits his teenage years, how's he gonna feel about it?
Oh, that's right. This is gonna be on the internet. No,
Yes, it will.
Oops.
All right, it's time to meet your challenger. You ready?
Ready as a lover bee.
Where's she from? Silver Lake, California. What does she do? She's an SAT tutor, and what makes her a genius? Anthropology and American Studies degrees from Brown University in the Ivy League. She is Muffy Morocco. Hey, Muffy. How you doing? Fun facts about Muffy, she skipped first grade. She can sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider in Swedish, which I'm sure there's a story behind that. And her real name is actually Stephanie, and as she told us, she got her nickname from eating blueberry muffins when she was a kid.
Yeah, it was a one-time thing. I was in the high chair. I snarfed down about 3 of them, and I became the muffin monster. And then I went through a slightly difficult phase, and I became Muffy the Toughie. And eventually it just stuck, and now it's too late. If you call me Stephanie, I assume I'm in trouble.
So we want you to channel your inner Muffy the Toughie, because your job is to knock this guy out and take his place. You ready for that?
Oh, I'm ready.
Guy, you know the drill.
Oh, yeah.
Your job is to navigate through these 10 categories, and here they are. The 20th Century, Academy Awards, newspapers, inventions, nature, sports, classical music, Hawaii, U.S. Supreme Court, and TV. How do you like the look of this board?
Pretty average. Could be better. Could be a lot worse, too.
What would make it worse?
Some things that I'd rather not share with you.
I see. Or
any of the other contestants who
more
might be-
specifically, that you don't want to
Yeah.
share with Muffy the Toughie over there.
No, I'd rather not.
Remember, if you get 3 in a row wrong, you're done. And if you get 2 in a row wrong, Muffy gets to pick the next category. So, let's play 500 questions. Where are we going first?
Let's watch some television.
What SNL actress based her character Target Lady on an actual clerk she encountered at a Target store in Burbank, California? 5 seconds.
Polar, Faye, no.
An inauspicious beginning, Guy. Here's the answer. Kristen Wiig.
She's an important one, yeah.
She is. She is. What's your next category?
go this with the U.S. Supreme Court. I used to live about 6 blocks from there. I used to walk past it every day. Hopefully some of it came through with some osmosis, you know.
All right.
Be all right.
Okay. Good use of the word osmosis, at the
Yeah.
very least. Known as a champion of the right to privacy, who became the first Jewish Supreme Court justice? 5 seconds.
Brandeis.
Correct. Louis Brandeis. You cleared your wrong.
Yeah.
You got your first $1,000 on the board. You don't get to bank any of it, though, unless you make it through the entire round. So what's your next category?
Let's watch some more TV.
TV. And it's a battle. Muffy, step on in.
I don't move. I stare at it.
Two tickets to Muffy's Gun Show, everybody.
They're going cheap.
Macho posturing, man. Here we go.
You did it when you were a challenger, so turnabout is fair play. Let's get ready for battle. Who goes first, guy?
I'm gonna let Muffy go first, so I have a little bit more time to think about it.
Okay, chivalry is not dead. You got 5 seconds for each answer. And here's the question. What were the first names of the 8 family members that were the primary focus of the classic TV sitcom, The Brady Bunch? 5 seconds.
Peter.
Carol.
Marcia.
Mike.
Jan.
Alice. She was kind of a focus, you know? The housekeeper,
She was not a member of the family, however.
True.
Alice was the housekeeper. Let's see who you
In
missed.
spirit.
Cindy, Greg, and Bobby.
Yeah.
All right, Muffy, congratulations. That's a battle win for you.
Well played.
You got a wrong on the board. You need to clear this. We're going to find out if you can after this quick break. Welcome back to 500 Questions. Guy Jordan, our professor from Kentucky, is on question 3 of his first 30 questions, and he has a wrong on the board. Guy, the TV category has been very tough on you.
It has, yeah.
Do you not watch television?
No, I watch the news, man.
I like to hear that. Guy, you need to get a right answer here. Get that wrong off the board. Where are you going?
Let's go back to court, U.S. Supreme Court.
Going back to the U.S. Supreme
Yeah.
Court category. In what landmark court case did the U.S. Supreme Court first declare a law unconstitutional? 5 seconds.
Marbury v. Madison.
Nice.
All right. It's a pretty big one.
So you cleared your wrong. What's your next category?
Let's get rid of television.
What current ABC series is co-executive produced by Judy Smith, the real-life crisis management consultant this show is based on? 5 seconds.
Scandal.
There you go. That was a total
God.
guess?
Yes, it was a total guess. Oh my gosh. I just named an ABC show. I just didn't. I don't.
You got $3,000 on the board. No wrongs on the board. Where are we going now?
Let's go to Academy Awards.
Academy Awards, and it's a battle. Muffy, step on in. Let's get ready for battle. Guy, who goes first?
I will go first.
You have 5 seconds for each answer. And here's the question. In 2016, what 8 movies were nominated for the Best Picture Oscar? 5 seconds.
The Revenant.
Spotlight.
Brooklyn.
Bridge of Spies.
Apparently, you don't watch movies either.
Don't watch much. I watch a lot of art.
Let's take a look at some of the correct answers. Room, The Big Short, The Martian, and Mad Max
Yeah,
Fury Road.
Short.
Now I know.
All righty. Congratulations, Muffy.
All right.
You got it wrong on the board yet again.
Yeah.
You need to clear it. What's your next category?
Well, there's still a big old blank space on that Supreme Court category. So yeah,
All right.
let's fill that.
Back to your safe zone, the U.S.
color
Supreme
white.
Court. What Supreme Court Chief Justice presided over the infamous Dred Scott case? 5 seconds.
Roger Taney.
There you go.
No problem.
Are you a lawyer?
No.
Just know a lot about the Supreme Court.
I used to live right there. You read up on things, and there you have it.
Well, the category is gone now.
Well, yeah, that's the bad news.
That is the bad news. You got $4,000 on the board. You don't get to keep it unless you make it through this entire round of 30 questions. So what's your next category?
Newspapers is kind of a strange category. I don't know how that would favor either one of us. So let's just see what this is about. Let's go with newspapers.
All right, we're testing newspapers.
Yeah.
And it's a battle.
Okay.
Muffy.
I'd rather do this battle with nothing much at stake. Now, newspapers could be really bad for me. For all.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
could be.
another area of the culture that in which you don't.
I just don't know what it could be. So
We'll find
I have an
out.
idea.
Let's get ready for battle. As you know, you get to choose who goes first.
I will go first again.
5 seconds for each answer. Here's the question. According to the 2016 World Almanac, name the 18 U.S. daily newspapers with the highest circulation. 5 seconds.
The New York Times,
The Los Angeles Times,
the Wall Street Journal,
The Washington Post,
the New York Post,
USA Today,
the Chicago Tribune,
Boston Globe.
Oh, I'm surprised. Pretty good battle, though. You guys made it pretty
That was
far.
pretty good.
Let's see what you missed. Los Angeles Daily News, New York Daily News, Newsday, the News Press, the Orange County Register, San Jose Mercury News, the Dallas Morning News, the Denver Post, and the list goes on.
Yep.
Congratulations.
All right.
There are still 3 battles up there, so that's not your last chance. You got $5,000 up on the board. What's your next category?
Well, I'm not a big entertainment guy, so let's go back to the Academy Awards.
Okay. Academy Awards. Released in 2000, the most Oscar-nominated foreign language movie of all time is what martial arts film? 5 seconds.
Oh my gosh, I love this movie. It's the Tan Dun soundtrack with oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite. I just couldn't remember its name.
Do you know?
I believe it's Crouching Tiger,
Yeah,
Hidden
it's
Dragon.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Oh gosh. All right. It's a lot harder to remember things on television than it is to
yes,
remember
it
things
is.
sitting
Yes,
on the couch.
especially with a 5-second
sure.
clock. It's got to get in your head.
All
So you
right,
got a wrong on the
so-
board. You need to clear it. What's your next category?
What's another good safe space outside of the U.S. Supreme Court? Classical music is pretty strong, so let's go to classical music.
All right, classical music. Question 10 is composer Richard Wagner was the son-in-law of what famous Hungarian composer? 5 seconds.
Liszt.
Well done. Nice. Okay, you cleared your wrong. You're a third of the way through the board. What's your next category?
Let's get rid of the Academy Awards.
All right, the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
In 1941, what became the first tune from a Disney animated film to win an Oscar for Best Song? 5 seconds.
Over the Rainbow. It's the Jiminy Cricket one from like Pinocchio or something. No, I'm not gonna.
Muffy?
When You Wish Upon a Star.
That's exactly what it
Absolutely.
is. Yeah.
When You Wish
Yeah,
Upon
yeah.
a Star.
Yeah, that one.
Is it possible that Muffy's getting in your head?
No, not really.
He can't hide behind that beard
No.
forever.
Okay, here we go. You got 1 wrong on the board. You need to clear it. We'll be right back and find out what your next category is. tie, and he has a wrong on the board. What's your next category?
Classical music.
Back to your safe zone.
Yeah.
What specific term refers to an extended cantata on a religious theme, such as Handel's Messiah? 5 seconds.
Caesura, coda, oratorio.
Oratorio. Nice. Well done.
Wow. All right.
Well done. You cleared your wrong. $7,000 on the board.
Yeah.
What's the next category?
Well, there are no more Academy Awards, so that's a good thing for me. The 20th century could go in a lot of different directions, so let's see what happens with the 20th century.
Developed under the leadership of German scientist Wernher von Braun, what rocket was the world's first ballistic missile? 5 seconds.
V2? Yeah.
Nicely done.
All right.
Is that just a cold guess?
There's a really big V2 rocket at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum that's hard to miss. It's 30, 40 feet tall, so I've seen it many times.
Spent a lot of time at the Air and Space Museum, not a lot of time in front of the TV or at the movies.
Washington, D.C. is helping me out a lot in this.
Yes, living in Washington, D.C. is we're down.
Give
to
it
your
up for
benefit.
D.C. Go ahead. Yeah, come on. Give it up for D.C.
No wrongs on the board. $8,000 on the board. What's our next category?
Let's go back to the 20th century.
Okay, we're going to stick with the 20th century here. What 1962 book by Rachel Carson led to a nationwide ban on the widespread agricultural use of DDT? 5 seconds.
Silent Spring.
Correct, Silent Spring. $9,000 on the board. We're heading into the 15th questions. You're halfway through your first 30 on your road, you hope, to 500. What's the category?
Well, 20th century looks like it might be a strength. So let's go to inventions and see what happens there.
Take a risk with no wrongs on
Yeah,
the board.
why not?
And the category is inventions. What product was created by George de Mistral in 1941 after his dog's coat became covered with burrs while hunting in the Alps? 5 seconds.
Velcro.
Nicely done.
All right.
Just a lucky guess, or you knew it?
I knew it.
Would you have known, Muffy?
I do know that. It's from French words. Velour and crochet for hook.
Ooh.
I like that. She gave us
Fancy.
put a little meat on the bone, as it were. Nice. Excellent. Okay. $10,000. You're halfway through the board. How you feeling?
I feel great, man.
Okay. Let's see if we can keep up your little hot streak here. What's your next category?
Let's go to sports.
Sports. What yearly event is called the most exciting 2 minutes in sports?
The
5 seconds.
The Kentucky Derby.
Boom, the Kentucky Derby.
They would kick me out of the state if I missed that question.
That's right. You live in Kentucky now.
Yeah.
So,
I would not if I missed that.
what's your next category?
You know what? Newspapers. That
All right.
makes me a little nervous.
One of the biggest daily newspapers in France, what conservative publication shares its name with an opera character? 5 seconds.
L'Opera, Figaro.
Well done.
Wheels turn. Yeah.
Well done. I could see the gears turning
Yeah.
there. And you came up with it just in time.
Yeah.
$12,000 on the board.
Whew. How about nature? Let's get one of those gone.
And here we go with nature. In 1913, what 1,500 square mile location broke the record for the highest temperature ever recorded, a blistering 134 degrees? 5 seconds.
Death Valley.
Death Valley it is.
Yep.
Nicely done.
All right.
Buffy, he's tearing it up over here. You do have some battles left. You'll have a few shots at this guy. What's your next category?
Sports.
Sports. What sports trophy is named for the 1892 Governor General of Canada? 5 seconds.
The Conn Smythe, the Lady Bing, the Stanley. Stanley Cup. Did I get Stanley in time?
Oh, we need to check whether you got that in time. We'll find out after a quick break. Keep it here on 500 Questions. Okay, so we've checked. And yes, indeed, you did answer Stanley Cup just in time. Stanley Cup. And so you got another $1,000. $14,000 on the board. We're heading into your 20th question. What's the next category?
Let's do inventions.
When a scientist kept losing his place in a choir hymnal, it led to the invention of what office product? 5 seconds.
A sticky note?
Post-it notes. Close enough. $15,000 on the board. You're 20 questions in, 2/3 of the way. Muffy, you're running out of time.
Yeah,
There are still 3 battles, so
I know. I'm hopeful about those.
you got plenty of opportunities to take Guy and his beard on. So where are we going next?
Let's try nature.
Bigger in area than Israel, an island of what rock was adrift in the South Pacific in 2012 due to an erupting undersea volcano? 5 seconds.
Pumice? Basalt?
Hummus.
Well, I mean, well,
Where did you get that from?
I don't know any other rocks that float, so I mean, it must be pumice.
What's your next category?
Sports.
Sports. And it's a battle. Muffy, come on in.
Battle sports.
The battle of the beards. One real, one imaginary. As I keep reminding you, you're running out of time. Does that make you at all nervous heading into this battle?
Hey, what happens, happens. He's answering the questions. I can't run over there and punch him as much as I might like to.
You're not the first person to have said that, you know.
Let's get ready for battle. Guy, who goes first?
I would like to go first again.
All right. Fair enough. You got 5 seconds for each answer. Here's the question. The first American Olympic basketball team to include NBA players, the Dream Team, was comprised of what 12 athletes? 5 seconds.
Jordan.
Magic Johnson.
Barkley.
Larry Bird.
Olajuwon.
Oh,
Was it no Hakeem? His nickname's the Dream. Why wouldn't you put him on the Dream
Let's
team?
find out
Gosh.
what
David
you missed.
Robinson was there. Oh gosh.
Scottie Pippen, John Stockton,
Oh,
Karl
I
Malone,
know all
Patrick
of them. I
Ewing,
just
Chris
thought,
Mullin, David
oh.
Robinson, Clyde Drexler,
Yeah.
and Christian Leitner.
Yeah.
Muffy, congratulations.
Magic beard
Yeah,
now.
man. Oh well. Well done.
Well done, Muffy. You got it wrong on the board
Yeah, I do.
as we head into a key leg of this
It is.
race. So, what's your next category?
Classical music.
Classical music, which has been a very safe zone for you thus far. What famous symphony was originally dedicated to Napoleon Bonaparte by Ludwig van Beethoven? 5 seconds.
9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, verse.
It's Eroica, also known as third.
Yes, it is.
There you go. So, the wrong has been cleared. You got $17,000 on the board. We can hear giggles through the beard. What's your next category?
Let's go to inventions and get rid of that.
Okay, let's get
lot
rid
of
of inventions. Here we go. As Muffy runs out of time, here's the question. In 1913, what metal was invented by Harry Brearley as a way to keep rifles from wearing out too quickly? 5 seconds.
Sterling silver, Bessemer steel, I don't know.
Oh, here's what you were looking for. Stainless steel.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Another wrong on the board as we head into your 25th question.
We already
There
had
is one category you haven't touched, which is
there is one
Hawaii.
category I haven't touched.
Why is that?
I've been thinking a lot about Hawaii during the course of the episode, and I think I've got a good list of things I know about Hawaii, and I want to make sure I remember the names of those things.
Okay.
Yep. So that's my go-to safe zone at the end of the round.
Gotcha. All right. I like your style.
But
Where are we going now?
there was already a battle in newspapers. I'm hoping there won't be a second one, and I would rather not battle Muffy with 1X on the board, so I'm going to newspapers and hoping it's something I know.
There's a reason why they called her Muffy the Toughie as a kid. So here we go. Third question in this category is, what 19th century New York Tribune editor popularized the phrase, "Go west, young man"? 5 seconds.
Hearst? Pulitzer? Smith?
No. Muffy,
sad.
you know?
I think it was Horace Greeley.
It was. Well done.
Yeah, what's Horace Greeley?
It was.
This is bad. I knew that. I just could not remember his name.
So you are at a moment of maximum peril here.
I am.
2 wrongs on the board. And Muffy gets to choose your next category. Where are we going, Muffy?
Well, he's been hoarding Hawaii, so I don't know about that. But we have a battle in our future somewhere. Let's revisit the 20th century.
Let's go to the 20th century, and it's a battle.
Boy.
Hard to overstate the stakes here. It's a battle with 2 wrongs on the board. So you need to beat Muffy, and if you don't, you're out of the game. Okay, let's get ready for battle. This is a really crucial moment. We'll find out whether you can survive after a quick break. We'll be right back with more 500 questions. We're back with more 500 questions, and our contestants are at their battle stations. Who goes first, guy?
I'll go first.
You've got 5 seconds for each answer. You got 2 wrongs on the board, 1 more wrong, and you're done. A lot on the line here. Here's the question. Excluding Franklin Roosevelt, what 6 people were Time Magazine's Man of the Year from 1938 to 1945? 5 seconds.
Churchill.
Hitler?
Eisenhower.
Einstein?
Yes! Yes!
Guy has saved himself. That was a very good guess. You both deserve
That was a
credit.
good
You
guess.
both did really well on that. Let's just see what you missed.
Uh,
George Marshall, Joseph Stalin, and Harry Truman. Congratulations, you cleared the wrongs. Congratulations.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
you got $18,000 on the board. You're getting toward the end of this round.
Yep.
Muffy's running out of time. What's your next category?
Let's do nature now and save Hawaii for the end.
From the Latin meaning a curl, what wispy clouds typically form at altitudes higher than 20,000 feet? 5 seconds.
Cirrus?
There you go, Cirrus.
Ready to do some hula? 3 questions
We're
of
ready
hula?
to do some hula, but let me just say that this is question 28,
Yeah.
which is a hugely important question. There are only 3 questions left.
Yeah, there are.
So if you get this one right, you can't be knocked out. You're guaranteed to finish the round. But tell me again what your thing is with Hawaii. Why have you saved it until the end?
I think there's going to be a battle about the islands, and I'm kind of indexing them in my head while we were going through the other categories.
Do you know much about Hawaii, Muffy?
I know stuff.
Yeah.
We're down to the wire for you. This question, it all hinges on this question.
It sure does.
So, just for the sake of formality, what category would you like to choose?
Hawaii?
He points at Hawaii like Babe Ruth pointing out of the park. Measured from its base deep in the Pacific, what Hawaiian summit is often considered the world's highest mountain? 5 seconds.
Mauna Kea.
Mauna Kea. Well done. $20,000 on the board. You get to keep that money no matter what.
Oh,
You
my God.
cannot be knocked out. You have made it. You have made it. Can I ask a personal question?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to just there?
My pop.
No longer with us? Mm-hmm. Good for you. You've made it very far. An enormous amount of intelligence.
My grandfather. Okay.
Your grandfather would be
He
proud.
was, yeah.
You have really done well tonight. How you doing over there?
Thinking about growing a beard, frankly.
You know what?
Power beard.
It's been a lot of fun having you. There's going to be a battle, and I know you will bring your all to it, lack of beard notwithstanding.
Yes. It's my
So-
pleasure to try and make him look bad on the way out.
Along those lines, I just want to say that any wrongs you incur here will carry over with you to the next round, so
Yep.
you really want to be careful, even though you only have 2 questions left in this round. So here we go, back to Hawaii. Second question in this category. And here it is. It's a battle. Muffy. You know what? I'm going to miss you. I like your style. I do.
No
Let's
worries.
get ready for
Keep going.
battle. Who goes first?
I will go first.
You will go first. As is your prerogative, you have 5 seconds for each answer. Here is the question. The written Hawaiian language includes an inverted apostrophe called an okina, and what 12 English letters? 5 seconds.
H.
K.
P.
A.
O.
I.
S. Were you spelling poi too and like hula? I was like, okay, what are
But
Hawaiian?
I have to know how you guys got that far. Were you just guessing there?
I was thinking of Hawaiian words and just spelling the sounds out and picking a letter that went with the sounds. I mean, what Muffy was.
Ukulele.
Oh, that's a bigger word.
Ukulele.
See, that's smart. Yeah.
This is what differentiates a genius from the garden variety moron, because I would never have thought to do that. That is really cool. I know you lost, but congratulations to both of you, because that was very impressive. Let's see what you missed. E-U-L-M-N-W.
Okay.
All right, Muffy, congratulations.
Muffy, good job.
You've inflicted a little pain before you depart. You, however, sir, you got one more question in Hawaii.
Okay.
This is the final question of the round. You want to get rid of that wrong,
I do.
because if you don't,
I do.
you're going to carry it over with you into the
That
next
will
round.
not be a good place to start.
In 1898, what U.S. president oversaw the annexation of Hawaii? 5 seconds.
McKinley.
There it is, William McKinley. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have made it through your first 30 questions. You got $21,000, and that money is yours to keep no matter what happens. That also means we have to say goodbye to Muffy. Muffy the Toughie, it's been a pleasure having you out here. Thank you.
Well done, guys.
Thank you very much. 21 grand. Got a sense of what you're going to do with that money?
We're going to Venice on a study abroad trip in 2017, and when you study abroad, you usually have to stay. The students stay in pretty Spartan accommodation. So if I have enough by the end of the show, I'd love to put us up in a little bit nicer place so the students
Very
get
cool.
to see the Grand Canal and be in the middle of town.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
I'd like to
Very
do
cool.
that.
Nice.
Yep. Happy to make that donation. Yep.
That's great. You still have 470 questions to go.
Good. I like answering questions.
Yeah,
That's
I
great.
can tell. I can tell. We're going to help you get a little closer to your goal of 500 questions with the lightning round. You've got 2 minutes to get through as many questions as you can, but if you get 3 in a row wrong, the round is over. It's you against the clock. Let's play the lightning round.
Let's do it.
You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Your time starts now. NATO headquarters is located in what European city?
Brussels?
Correct. What's the Japanese art of growing and maintaining dwarf trees in containers?
Bonsai?
Correct. What type of tall waterproof boot is named for a 19th century British duke?
Cumberland?
Wellington. The literary character John Clayton, Lord Greystoke, is best known by what one-word name?
Tarzan?
Correct. What kind of limestone was used to build the Roman Colosseum and the Getty Center?
Travertine?
Correct. Literally translated, what Italian cooking term means on the tooth?
Al dente?
Correct. What band wore hats called energy domes in their 1980 music video Whip It?
Devo?
Correct. Born in 1956, Dr. Mae Jameson was the first black female in what profession?
Pass.
Astronaut.
Oh.
In what part of the body would you find the layer of the 4 twins and the worm?
Brain?
Correct. A sesquicentennial refers to an anniversary of how many years?
150.
Correct. What is the only group of birds with a natural ability to fly backwards?
Hummingbirds?
Correct. Who is the only person to win 4 Best Actress Oscars?
Hepburn?
Correct. What company's 1873 model repeating rifle was called the gun that won the West?
Winchester?
Correct. In 1981, Muhammad Ali lost his last fight, the drama in Bahama, to whom?
Holmes?
Trevor Berbick. An incandescent light bulb has a filament usually made of what metal?
Tungsten?
Correct. Dropping over 3,000 feet, what waterfall in Venezuela is the tallest in the world?
Angel Falls?
Correct. What Oscar-nominated 2010 film detailed the rise of billionaire Mark Zuckerberg?
Facebook?
The Social Network. The novel The Grapes of Wrath focuses on a family with what last name?
Joad?
Correct. In 1775, who proclaimed to the Virginia Convention, "Give me liberty or give me death"?
Henry?
Correct. Designed in 1858. Sorry, we're out of time.
Designed in 1858.
Well done, my friend. You got through 19 questions. So now you've answered 49 out of 500, and you got 15 of them right, so let's add $15,000 to your total. You're now at $36,000 guaranteed. Guaranteed. Guy has worked his way through this board in a quite admirable way. Let's see if you can keep on moving down that road after this quick break. We're back with more 500 questions, and our reigning genius, Sky Jordan, our professor from Kentucky, is on his second round of 30 questions. You're going to have somebody on the stage whose entire job is to try to knock you off. So
Let him come.
let's meet your challenger. Where is he from? Houston, Texas. What does he do? He's a mathematician. What makes him a genius? He's got a degree from Harvard, and he's also a Putnam Fellow and a PhD in math. He is Steve Wong. Hey, Steve. Hi. A few facts to know about Steve. In high school, he was a 2-time member of the United States International Math Olympiad team. He can freehand draw a map of the United States, and he has officiated at a dozen national ultimate frisbee championship games. An eclectic mix there, Steve. We're really happy to have you. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You know your job, right?
Right there.
Exactly. Your job is to take him out and take his place. Can you handle that?
Will do.
All right. Let's see your next 10 categories. Here they are. 20th century American poetry, animated films, product firsts, travel and tourism, acronyms, the Renaissance, real names, country music, science, and religion. How's that lineup look to you?
Some good things, a couple of bad things, but mostly good things, actually, yeah.
All right, let's play 500 questions. Let's pick your first category.
Animated films.
Animated films. This is your first question in this round, and here it is. Initially known as Master Tom in his first 1919 film, what feline cartoon character became one of the most popular of the Roaring 20s? 5 seconds.
Fritz the cat, Hap Cat, Felix the cat.
There you go. Felix the cat. You got $1,000 on the board.
Okay.
Can't keep it unless you make it through this round. What's your next category?
Animated films.
Animated films. We're going back. And it's a battle. Steve, step on in.
All right.
Since you're new here, I'll explain how this works. I'm going to ask a question that has multiple answers. You'll take turns answering. The first person to get a wrong answer loses. Get ready for battle. Who goes first?
I'd like to have him go first and think about it for a little bit longer.
All right. You're going to have 5 seconds for each answer. Here's the question, Steve. Excluding prequels and sequels, name the 12 Pixar feature films released as of March 2016. 5 seconds.
Toy Story.
Up.
A Bug's Life.
The Incredibles.
Wall-E.
The Croods.
Wrong. What went wrong there? You seem like a Pixar guy to me.
I've seen a lot of them with my son, too. Well, at least the ones in the last, 4 or 5 years. But,
Can you keep going with that list?
Absolutely. Inside Out should have been nominated for Best Picture.
I agree. Keep going. What else?
Good Dinosaur, Ratatouille,
Yep.
Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo.
Steve, you're really showing me
Give it up,
something
guys.
here.
Come on. That's good.
I like you already. Let's see what else is on the list. Finding Nemo, Cars, Ratatouille,
Wow.
Brave, The Good
Brave,
Dinosaur,
yeah.
Inside Out, Monsters, Inc. You got it wrong on the board now.
I do.
You got to clear that.
I should, yeah.
Where are you going?
Let's go back to the Renaissance.
Back to the Renaissance.
I like that period of history.
One of the old masters of Renaissance art, who painted the fresco The School of Athens in 1509? 5 seconds.
Raphael Sanzio.
There you go.
Not gonna miss that.
What's your next category?
Country music.
Country music.
Yeah.
According to Billboard, Beyonce surpassed what country singer for the most Grammy nominations ever for a woman? 5 seconds.
Alison Krauss. Alison Krauss.
Steve, you know this one?
Really, I would have guessed Dolly Parton.
She's up in the 20s.
You would have been right. Dolly Parton.
Oh, nominations.
Nomination.
Nominations.
You got it wrong on the board yet again. You got a tough challenger in
Yeah,
Steve.
I'm a little concerned.
I don't blame you.
But
Where are you
I'll-
going next?
I'll always have the Renaissance, at least for the next two saves I need.
So we're going back to the
We're
Renaissance?
going back to the Renaissance.
What 1513 classic work of Renaissance literature claims that it is much safer to be feared than loved? 5 seconds.
The Prince.
The Prince by Machiavelli. Well done.
Yep.
What's your next category?
Country music.
It's a battle question. And let's get ready to battle. As you know, you get to decide who goes first. What's your choice?
I'll go first this time.
You'll go first. 5 seconds for each answer. Here's the question. Name the 14 acts that have won the Country Music Association's Entertainer of the Year award since 1993. 5 seconds.
The Dixie Chicks.
Shania Twain.
Vince Gill.
Garth Brooks.
Stapleton.
Ouch. Let's see what could have saved you there. Luke Bryan,
Yeah,
Kenny
they're all-
Chesney,
they're all
Alan
there.
Jackson, Tim McGraw, Brad Paisley, Blake Shelton, George Strait, Taylor Swift, Keith Urban, and Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Steve. That's
they're-
your second battle and your second win. You, my friend, now have a wrong on the board.
I do.
We're going to go to try to clear it.
Well, you know what I still got, right?
Let me guess.
The Renaissance.
The Renaissance. Here we go. Third and final question in the Renaissance category. Guys Safe Zone. Here it is. Published in 1543, On the Revolutions of Heavenly Spheres was written by what mathematician and astronomer? 5 seconds.
Copernicus, Galileo, Brahe. Yeah.
Copernicus.
Yep.
Your wrong has been cleared. You got $4,000 up on the board. The Renaissance is done, though, so
Yeah,
where are you going to go now?
Renaissance is done, unfortunately. Let's finish off country music.
Back to country music, which has not been kind to you.
No, it is not.
After a controversial on-air rant in 2011, Hank Williams Jr. was dropped from his longtime job opening what TV show? 5 seconds.
Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. Well done.
Yep.
So what's your next category?
Let's get rid of animated films.
Okay. It's been mixed for you in animated films.
Yeah.
What animated film soundtrack spent the most weeks at #1 on Billboard's album chart until the Frozen soundtrack beat its record in 2014? 5 seconds.
Beauty and the Beast, Fantasia, Aladdin, The Little Mermaid.
I might have thought Fantasia as well. Steve, do you know?
The Lion King?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
The Lion
good,
King.
Good.
The Lion King.
All right. Good job, Pete.
Do you watch a lot of animated movies, Steve?
I love Disney and Pixar.
How old are you, Steve?
Old enough?
You got a wrong on the board.
I do.
Where are you going to go next for your category?
Religion.
This is your 10th question on this board in this battle. Steve, step on in.
Don't like that.
Steve's rubbing his hands together, so let's get ready for battle. You've lost both battles thus far.
I have.
If you lose this one, you're gonna have 2 wrongs on the board. Who goes first?
I will go first.
5 seconds for each answer. Here's the question. According to the biblical book of Genesis, who were the 12 sons of Jacob? 5 seconds.
Esau.
Wrong. Wrong. 2 wrongs up on the board.
That's
Before
not
we
good.
talk about that, let's see what you missed. Reuben,
Okay.
Simeon,
Oh, they're the 12
Levi,
tribes.
Judah,
Oh, gosh.
Dan,
Yeah. That's
Naphtali,
done.
Gad, Asher,
Great.
Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin. Steve, that's your 3rd battle and your 3rd win. Congratulations to you. However, you, my friend, have a problem. You got 2 wrongs up on the board, 3 wrongs, and you're done. And making matters worse, Steve gets to pick your next category. We'll find out what he picks and whether you can make it. When we come back with more 500 questions, keep it here. We're back with Guy, who has 2 wrongs on the board, 1 more, and he's gone. The way we play this game is when you have 2 wrongs up on the board, your challenger gets to pick the category. Steve, walk me through your decision-making process here.
Well, I don't know a whole lot, and his 2 weakest categories are off the board already, unfortunately. Religion, he seemed to be confident in, and there's no battle there. Let's go to science.
We're going to science. We know you want to stay in,
I do.
and you can't stay in if you don't get this right. One of the first digital computers, the analytical engine, was a calculating machine designed in the 1830s by what British inventor? 5 seconds.
Babbage.
There you go, Charles Babbage. Well done. Well done.
All right.
You saved yourself.
Yeah, I'm good.
You've now got $6,000 on the board, and the question is, can you add that to your total? Can you make it through the remaining questions? So what's your next category?
I'm going to bet that you're pretty darn good at science, and I would rather battle you in science if there's no wrongs up on the board. So let's do science.
Makes sense. Science. Formed when a male and female gamete unite, what fertilized egg cell takes its name from the Greek meaning to join? 5 seconds.
Zygote.
There you go. Nicely done. Zygote. $7,000 up on the board. What's your next category?
So I actually want to finish science now. I want to battle him when I've got no wrongs.
Okay, let's see if there's a battle
Often
here.
as possible.
And there
All right.
is. Step in. So let's get ready for battle. Who's gonna go first?
I'll go first again.
Okay. 5 seconds for each answer. Here's a question. What 6 noble gases have the lowest atomic numbers? 5 seconds.
Neon.
Helium.
Argon.
Krypton.
Xenon.
Radon.
It's a draw. Nobody wins, nobody loses.
Tie. Good job.
You don't get $1,000 for that, but you do get to survive for your next
Yeah.
category. Where are we going?
Product firsts.
The first product to carry what brand name was a sewing machine sold by Sears in 1913? 5 seconds.
Singer. How. Stitchin' Time. Sewing machine. Whoa, what's that?
It was not Stitch in Time. We know that. Let's find out the answer. 10 more.
Oh, okay.
One wrong on the board.
Yeah,
Where are we
so
going now?
I'm going to go back to religion. I was a religion major as well as an art history major as an undergrad.
Who recorded several Calypso albums under the name of The Charmer before joining the Nation of Islam? 5 seconds.
Cat Stevens. Yusuf Islam. Belafonte.
Here's the answer. Louis Farrakhan.
Wow. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Okay, we're in a critical situation for you.
Yeah,
We've been here before. 2 wrongs on the board. 3 in a row wrong, and you're done.
Yeah.
Making matters worse, Steve, you get to pick the category. Where are we going?
Well, that product first category seemed pretty weird. Let's see if it can throw him off again.
So your hope is weirder the better for you, worse for him. Hard to overstate the stakes here. You got 2 wrongs on the board. If you don't get this question right, you're out of the game. Here's the question to stay in the game, guy. First introduced in 1953, what popular U.S. sports car has the same name as a type of 17th century French naval ship? 5 seconds.
Corvette.
Correct. You are in the game
Are
still.
you kidding me?
How'd you come up with that?
I'm from Bowling Green, Kentucky,
Which is where they make
which is
the
where
Corvette.
they make Corvettes.
You got extremely lucky on that, my friend.
Got extremely lucky. Oh my gosh.
And Steve, you got very unlucky.
Yeah.
You doing all right over there?
Oh wow.
All you can do is smile and let us move on to the next question.
Okay.
Question 17 of
Wow.
your second 30. You've got $8,000 up on the board, but you don't get to keep any of that unless you make it through this round of 30.
Let's get rid of product firsts. I think that's
You want to end
do.
the
I wanna
national
end-
nightmare of product first.
yeah.
Beginning as a textile maker in 1889, what company first began selling insurance 78 years later after being taken over by Warren Buffett? 5 seconds.
Travelers, Geico, Progressive.
None of those. Steve?
Warren Buffett's company is Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh,
But
it
you're
is?
right
Okay,
nonetheless.
Hathaway. Oh,
Berkshire Hathaway. So you only got one right in that round,
yeah.
and
so
it was the one you really needed. So you survived product first,
I
but
need
barely.
to find another safe harbor. I'm going to go 20th century American poetry to try to get rid of that wrong.
What poet wrote On the Pulse of Morning and read it at President Clinton's first inauguration? 5 seconds.
Angelo Morrison.
Boom, Maya Angelou. Your wrong has been cleared.
All right,
Where are we going next?
let's start with acronyms.
In the non-invasive diagnostic procedure known as an MRI, what does the letter R represent? 5 seconds.
Resonance.
That is correct. Resonance. $10,000 on the board. What's your next category?
Let's get rid of acronyms.
Going back to
through.
acronyms. The AFL-CIO was created in 1955 when the American Federation of Labor merged with what other union group? 5 seconds.
Congress of Industrial Organizations.
Nice. Okay, so 11 grand on the board. No wrongs on the board. What's your next category?
Let's try real names.
Real names.
Skip around a bit.
And here it is. The woman whose real name was Agnes Boyadjiu won the 1979 Nobel Peace Prize under what more commonly known name? 5 seconds.
Mother Teresa.
There it is, Mother Teresa. How did you know that?
Well, it's an Albanian last name, and I can't think of any other Albanian nuns who won Nobel Peace Prizes. So
I mean, we all knew the last name was Albanian. I mean,
Yeah.
that was obvious. I just don't know that the rest of us would have made the leap with you. That was very impressive.
I've got no wrongs on the board, and for some reason, I think that there's a battle in travel and tourism. So let's go travel and tourism.
And I like your strategy, and you were right. There's your battle. Step on in, Steve. Get ready for battle. As you know, you get to choose who goes first.
I will go first.
You have 5 seconds for each answer, and here's the question. According to MasterCard, what were the 20 cities in the world with the most international visitors in 2015? 5 seconds.
Paris.
London.
New York City.
Rome.
Tokyo.
Las Vegas.
Wrong. I'm surprised. You look like you feel like you got robbed, and let's find out what else made the list. Bangkok, Dubai, Istanbul, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Seoul, Hong Kong, Barcelona, Amsterdam, Milan, Taipei, Shanghai, Vienna, Prague, and
Wow.
Los
Yeah.
Angeles, where we are right now.
All right.
Sorry, Steve. What's your next category?
Acronyms again.
Acronyms. And here it is. The agency known by the acronym ATF falls under the jurisdiction of what department of the U.S. government? 5 seconds.
Homeland Security, Treasury, Justice, Defense.
Justice.
All right.
Justice. Also known as DOJ. Well done. $14,000 on the board. No wrongs on the board. Heading into your 24th question, what's your category?
Let's do real names again.
Real names. The U.S. president, nicknamed the Father of the Constitution, is better known by what real name? 5 seconds.
Madison.
You knew it's so cold, you were going to answer even before I said 5 seconds.
Yeah.
He's getting close to the end of this round of 30. So what's your next category?
So I'm coming for battles. Let's go 20th century American poetry.
20th century American poetry, and there's your battle, guy. Steve, step on in. Whew. Let's get ready for battle. The question I always ask you, who goes first?
I'd like him to go first.
You'll go first in a key battle at a key moment in this game, but it's going to happen after a quick break right here at 500 Questions. Welcome back to 500 Questions. Throughout this game, Guy, there have been many moments where you have been under pressure, but right now it's really Steve, your challenger, who's under pressure. You're running out of time to knock him out of the game. So you went looking for a battle, and you found it. Why were you looking for a battle?
Because I want him gone, and I'd rather do him when there's no wrongs on the board than when it's a pressure situation. I think he's a good battler.
So your strength is driving his strategy. Here's the question. According to the text of the classic rhyming children's book, Goodnight Moon, what 20 things were said goodnight to besides the moon? 5 seconds.
Stars.
Cat.
Wrong. Steve, well done. I have a 1-year-old at home. I could have answered that single-handedly. Let's take a look at the other answers here. Room, cow, light, bears, chairs, kittens, mittens, and the list goes on. Steve, you got what you wanted. You got it wrong up there. We're heading to the end of this round. There are no battles left, though. So you just gotta hope he messes this up.
I'm just sending some bad juju that way.
Yeah? Where are we going next?
Real names.
Real names. Here it is. The woman born Margaretha Zell used what more famous name as an exotic dancer and female spy during World War I? 5 seconds.
Mata Hari.
Mata Hari. Well done. Well done. You've been playing a really smart game here.
Okay. So far.
What is your next category?
Well, travel and tourism has 2 left, and I travel a lot, so let's do travel and tourism.
Travel and tourism. Here's the question. 1 week each year, Black Rock City becomes the 3rd largest city in Nevada when it hosts what festival? 5 seconds.
Burning Man, Coachella.
Burning Man. Another key juncture. This is question 28. It's a really important question.
I feel good.
There are only 3 questions left. If you get this one right, you can't be knocked out.
Yep.
So which category are we choosing?
I was a religion major before I double majored in art history, and I'd feel really awful if I got 3 wrong. So I'm just going to try to salvage my pride here and do religion.
Religion.
Yeah.
Here's the question. At the Diet of Worms in 1521, what religious leader was officially declared a heretic? 5 seconds.
Luther, Zwingli, Calvin.
Martin Luther.
Yeah.
Your first. Woo! You are safe now.
Yeah. I'm safe now.
Bad news for Steve. Good news for you.
Give it up for Steve, man.
Steve, stick around, though. There's still peril in the room. Any wrongs you get now are going to stay with you into the next round, so don't get too comfortable.
I'm going to go 20th century American poetry. I'm more likely to forget names, I think, of 20th century American poems and poets. So let's do that first.
I'm more likely never to have known them in the first place. So here we go with 20th century American poetry. What 7 words end the Robert Frost poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening? 5 seconds.
And that has made all the difference. And that was the road less traveled by. I took the road less traveled.
I know the answer. And miles to go before I sleep.
Yeah.
In fairness, somebody told me that in my ear. You're going to be the first person to make it through 2 boards on this show. That is no small accomplishment. But you don't want to take 2 wrongs with you.
I absolutely don't.
So here we go with question 30 in this round in the category of travel and tourism. Visited by millions of people a year, the Taj Mahal was built at the order of what Mughal emperor? 5 seconds.
Shah Jahan.
You've done it.
Yeah.
You've done it. Woo! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great work. Great work.
Yeah.
This man can proudly wear the nerd crown. And it adds $19,000 to your total. You're now at 55 grand. So you get to keep that money no matter what. It's a lot of money.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
It does mean, however, we have to say goodbye, sadly, to the wonderful Steve. Steve, you've done a great job. It's been a pleasure having you. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to give you an opportunity now to add to your total with a lightning round, which we will do right after a quick break right here on 500 Questions. Keep it here. All right, we're going to give you an opportunity now to add to your total with the lightning round. You know how it works. You got 2 minutes to get through as many questions as you can. If you get 3 in a row wrong, the round is over. It is you against the clock.
Awesome. I like lightning. It's good.
We all like lightning.
All right.
Ready? Your time starts now. What fruit is used to make a traditional Black Forest cake?
Raspberry.
Wrong. Cherries. In chemistry, what is known as the universal solvent?
Water.
Correct. When he was 18, what future president was one of the youngest pilots in the U.S. Navy?
Bush.
More specific.
George H.W. Bush.
Correct. In 2016, the Grammy for Album of the Year went to what album whose title is a year?
To Pimp a Butterfly?
Wrong. 1989. What body section of an insect is in 3 segments and usually has 3 pairs of legs?
Bug.
Thorax. From 1975 to 1979, what brutal communist group was the ruling party of Cambodia?
Khmer Rouge.
Correct. In what 1961 American novel would you find the characters Colonel Korn and John Yossarian?
Catch-22.
Correct. Born from a golden egg, which major god of Hinduism is known as the creator?
Brahma.
Correct. In opera, what is the lowest and most rare female voice category?
Contralto.
Correct. What political figure introduced Lady Gaga at the 2016 Oscars?
Biden.
Correct. What diet is the subject of a 2003 bestseller by Florida cardiologist Arthur Agatston?
Paleo.
South Beach. Completed in 1345, the Ponte Vecchio Bridge crosses the Arno River in what city?
Florence.
Correct. Who was the first Italian-American justice on the U.S. Supreme Court?
Cardozo.
Scalia. Once called Edmonton, what North Dakota city was named for the first German chancellor?
Bismarck.
Correct. The movie Trainwreck stars what cousin of the senior senator of New York?
Amy Schumer.
Correct. An umlaut or tilde is what type of accent mark that can change the sound of a letter?
A carrot.
Diacritical. Gout is characterized by an excess of what acid in the blood?
Uric.
Correct. For many years, what French landmark was used as a billboard to advertise Citroën cars?
Eiffel Tower.
Correct. One infinite... And that's time. Well done.
Woo!
You got through 18 questions. So now you're going to choose 97. Out of 500. And you got 11 right, so let's add $11,000 to your total to bring you to $66,000.
Yeah.
You told us earlier that you were going to use
Yeah.
the previous winnings to upgrade the hotels where your students will be staying on a study abroad trip in Venice. $66,000 can probably do a lot more than upgrade their hotel.
Keeps getting up. Yeah.
So what else are you going to do with the money?
You know, I've got an 8-year-old who's gonna want to go to college at some point. So, yeah, I know that's boring. I'm not gonna buy a gold-plated toilet and or convert it to ones. What's the one they convert it to ones and roll in it or something?
We've established that you're a great teacher and father, so nothing wrong with that. Not boring at all.
Thank you. All right.
And by the way, you, the art history professor from Kentucky, have gone further on this show than anybody before, so congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It is time, though, to meet the person who is going to try to end your run.
Okay.
It's your challenger. Where's he from? Raleigh, North Carolina. What does he do? He's a physicist. What makes him a genius? He has an IQ of 142. He is Brandon Alexander. Hey, Brandon, how you doing?
Hello. Hi. Come on. There you go. Good to see you.
I like your moxie already, Brandon.
Thank you,
Let me
sir.
tell people a little bit about you. You have worked on experiments relating to fusion physics. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds impressive to me. As a kid in Sunday school, you competed in Bible trivia for candy.
It's true. Candy is delicious. It's a great motivator, right? So
Candy is delicious, but you're going to compete for more than that on this show. And you know your role. You got to knock him out and take his place. You up for that?
Oh, of course. You know, it's just like a zombie movie, right? I don't have to be faster than the zombies. I just have to be faster than you.
Pray.
Okay, zombies. Let's take a look at the next 10 categories. Literary lovers, baseball, charts and maps, Quentin Tarantino films, World War I, U.S. states, photography, the government, celebrity fashion, and quantum physics. You're going up against a physicist, man.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
Let's play 500 questions. Let's pick your first category.
Let's start out with celebrity fashion.
I would not have seen that coming. Celebrity fashion. In this third round of 30, and it is Kanye West teamed with Adidas to create what shoe line whose name is also one of his nicknames? 5 seconds.
Kanye, the Eliminator, the singer. No, No.
That was not
No.
awesome. Brandon?
I want to say Jeezy. Wheezy.
Yeezy.
Yeezy. Yeah, that's what I meant.
His nickname.
all right.
Guy, we just started this round. You already got a wrong on the board. What's your next category?
I'm pretty good at geography, so let's go charts and maps as a good safe haven.
Charts and maps. You need a right answer here in order to clear the wrong. And here's the question. In a Venn diagram, the set of all elements under discussion goes by what term represented by the letter U? 5 seconds.
Upsilon, delta, the middle circle, the middle. Oh gosh.
Universal set.
Oh yeah,
You have 2 wrongs on the board.
that was not a safe haven.
And we should be celebrating, really, because the next question is your 100th question.
Right or wrong?
Which is a milestone. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to choose it because your challenger, Brandon, gets to pick, which he will do after a quick break. We'll be right back with more 500 questions. With more 500 questions. Guy, you've got 2 wrongs up on the board.
Yep.
You get 3 wrongs in a row, you're done. And Brandon gets to pick your next category. Rubbing his hands together.
There's no better way to celebrate a 100th question than to look at quantum physics.
Wow.
You know, I was surprised that Guy's first pick was celebrity fashion. I am not surprised that your first pick is quantum physics. And so here we go, quantum physics. You need to answer this question correctly. This is question 100. You got 2 wrongs on the board, 3 wrongs, and you're done. And here's the question. Which of the 4 fundamental forces in physics acts between all objects which have mass? 5 seconds.
Gravity, the strong nuclear force, the weak nuclear force.
Gravity. You've done it. Again. You have saved yourself again. Even the physicist is giving you some propers. So, congratulations, 100 questions. That is a big deal. You're 1/5
Yeah.
of the way towards something that nobody has ever done.
Okay.
Let's see if you can do it. Your wrongs have been cleared. You got $1,000 on the board. Where are we going next?
Okay, let's go back to celebrity fashion.
Okay. And it's a battle.
Okay.
All right. Step on in, Brandon. Let's get ready for battle. Who goes first?
Wow. I'll go first, just because it could be something that I only know one of.
You got 5 seconds for each answer, and here's the question. As seen on the homepage of their official website, the Village People are dressed as what 6 characters? 5 seconds.
A construction worker,
A policeman.
a fireman,
Wrong. No firemen
There's
at
no
the
firemen.
YMCA. Let's take a look at the other answers here. Native American, soldier, biker, and cowboy. Sorry about
wow.
that. Congratulations, Brendan. That's
Thanks.
1 battle and 1 win for you.
All right.
You got it wrong on the board.
Yeah.
You need to clear that. So what
Okay.
category are you going to pick?
World War I.
It's another battle.
Oh no,
Fittingly so.
Let's do it.
that's not what I wanted.
Let's get ready for a battle, gentlemen. As you know, you get to pick who goes first.
I will go first again.
You will go first. You have 5 seconds for each answer. Here's the question. The Treaty of Versailles lists the allied and associated powers of World War I as the United States and what 26 other countries? 5 seconds.
France,
The United Kingdom.
Belgium,
Denmark.
Incorrect. Incorrect. Let's take a look at some of the answers you could have had. Bolivia, Brazil,
Yeah, it's-
China, Cuba, Czechoslovakia, and the list goes on and on. Congratulations, you got another $1,000, and you got a wrong cleared.
Yeah, I think, well, I know that celebrity fashion, well, I'm assuming, I mean, there could always be 2 battles in a category for all I know, but I would like to get celebrity fashion off the board.
And the question is, what article of clothing from the 2010 VMAs was later sent to a taxidermist before being housed in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum? 5 seconds.
It's the suit that, Thick wore. That, no?
Brandon, do you know?
The meat suit that Lady Gaga wore.
Oh, is
That's
it the
what I
meat-
was gonna say, and it
Oh,
turns
it's
out
the meat
that's the
dress.
right
Oh, my
answer.
God. That's
meat
hard.
dress.
Oh. That's tough. That's, yeah.
You get it wrong on the board. Where are we
Yeah.
gonna go?
I'm gonna go with photography.
You're thinking as an
Not-
art historian.
Well, I'm an art historian, but I don't do much with photography. It's probably one of the weakest media that I deal with. I don't teach about it too much, so we'll see.
First used in the 1830s, the term photography comes from 2 Greek words, one meaning to draw, and the other meaning what? 5 seconds.
Light, the sun.
Lights.
Okay.
Got it right on the first try. Your wrong has been cleared. $3,000 on the board. What category now?
Quentin Tarantino films.
Quentin Tarantino films. And it's another battle.
All right, let's try it again.
Get ready for battle. My usual question, who goes first?
I'll go first.
You got 5 seconds for each answer. Here's the question. As featured on the poster, who are the 8 main actors in The Hateful Eight? 5 seconds.
Jackson.
Dylan.
You clearly have not seen The Hateful Eight.
I have not seen
And you
it
have not
yet.
seen the poster either.
Or the poster.
Here are some of the other answers. Kurt Russell, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Bruce Dern, Walt Goggins, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen, and Damian Bashir.
I'd have been totally out now.
You would have been out.
Yeah.
You're lucky that your competitor is a physicist and not an expert in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Your wrong has been cleared. You got $4,000 up there now. What's your next category?
If there's a quantum physics battle, I'd much rather take him on with nothing at stake. So let's go quantum physics.
All right, let's check it out. Quantum physics. No battle yet. And here's the question. In a 2011 book about parallel universes, Columbia physicist Brian Greene uses what German word to describe a person's duplicate? 5 seconds.
Doppelganger. String.
Doppelganger. What's your next category?
Quantum physics.
Quantum physics. In annihilation, gamma rays are produced when a positron collides with what particle? 5 seconds.
Electron.
There you go.
Good stuff.
Hey,
Good stuff.
no wrongs on the board. What's your next question?
Let's do Quentin Tarantino films.
Quentin Tarantino films. In 2013, Will Smith said he turned down Tarantino for what role because it wasn't the lead? 5 seconds.
Vincent Vega. I don't know.
Here's the answer. Django.
Oh, yeah.
Not a great answer. You now have a wrong up on the board.
Safe haven time.
Yeah, safe haven time. You got to clear this wrong.
Let's go back to photography.
In 2000, the world's first cell phone with a built-in camera was manufactured by what company? 5 seconds.
Kodak, Nikon, Ericsson, Motorola, Nokia.
Here's the answer. Samsung.
Samsung. All right.
Uh-oh is right. Yet again, we find ourselves in a situation where you have 2 wrongs on the board.
Yeah.
3 wrongs and you're done. It would end a long and successful run, which I'm sure you do not want to end.
No.
However, adding to the degree of difficulty here, Brandon, you get to pick the category. Where are we going?
Well, this is exciting, right? There's a lot of things on this board. You're a very smart guy. So, let's try baseball.
Baseball. Hard to overstate the stakes here. You got 2 wrongs on the board. If you don't get this question right, you're out of the game. We'll find out whether you can do it next time on 500 Questions. Good night. On tomorrow night's season finale,
This is exciting.
magnificent 7th genius guy has gone farther than anyone so far. Your rampage continues. He's broken the 100 barrier, but now he faces elimination again.
This is bad.
Will his epic journey continue?
What? Oh, what? Oh, gosh.
Find out tomorrow night on 500 Questions.
I have no chance.
All right.
Megan Fox and Silicon Valley's Thomas Middleditch. New Kimmel later tonight.